So if you have a bit of training in machine learning, there are open source packages available online where somebody in first year could go and do that. It means that it's kind of democratized in the sense that anybody can access it.
Hi guys, it's Grace here. Thanks for watching today.
That is my voice, but not my face. This is an example of deep fake, a word that combines the terms deep learning and fake. It's an advanced form of artificial intelligence, which can be used to manipulate faces and voices, making the process of creating fake identities and spreading false information much easier. The technology is threatening to undermine the credibility of almost everything we see online, from mobile apps that can seamlessly transpose people's faces into blockbuster movies to fake statements made by public figures like Barack Obama and Mark Zuckerberg. The technology makes things that never happened appear entirely real.
Even if they would never say those things.
As a consumer, you're going to be watching something, you're not necessarily going to know if this is real or not.
Deepfake technology leverages on a deep learning system to produce a persuasive counterfeit. This is done through studying photographs and videos of a target person from multiple angles, and then mimicking the subject's behavior and speech patterns.
Technology like this has the potential to affect our elections and jeopardize our personal safety, which is why many companies are springing up to battle the cyber threat.
The challenge with this is that it's almost impossible to regulate. This is something that people can actually develop on their own. To ban it seems to be a bit of a stretch because you want to be able to do that to generate movies, to do animations. You know, you have a video with a stuntman and you want to change the face to some actor, right? Malicious use are kind of difficult to discriminate in terms of the actual technology that is used to generate them. Time we'll see more clearly what is the threat, and then people can actually devise countermeasures.
That's Ori Sasson. He runs a company called Black Score, which has built a machine learning platform to identify abnormalities in web content and on social media.
The video you made for me,
Right.
That was actually just from an open source program, right?
Right. So basically what we did, we used this open source software, which is available online. What it is able to do is basically achieve this outcome of taking a source video with a new person and superimpose it on a destination video, which is, for example, a video of you.
And all the software needs is a video to manipulate and a target. In this case, a video of me was uploaded to the software, which then extracted my many facial expressions. The target was a video of Ori's colleague, which he uploaded after the video of me. The software then was able to automatically match her face to mine when we showed the same movements.
What we did is produce a new video with another person.
Oh wow.
The sound is the same, but the face has been replaced. Now you can see that there's some slight irregularities that the person can notice, however...
But it's crazy that even the eyebrow movements and, you
Right.
know, the blinking is exactly the same as the video that I sent you of me.
Right.
With deepfake videos becoming more and more common, how can we tell what is real and what is fake? Would you be able to tell?
I took to the streets of Singapore to find out.
Scary and risky also, like sometimes if it is properly designed, then it can be used for some other purposes.
I don't know how to use anything to protect myself. That's why the best option would be not to go onto social media much.
I don't usually frequent Facebook or any social media.
They don't know how to be skeptical enough. But I think for most people, we kind of know when it's fake and when it's not.
How can you tell?
We'll cross-check with other sources, of course.
Deepfakes first gained widespread attention in April 2018, when comedian Jordan Peele created a video that pretended to show former President Barack Obama insulting President Donald Trump in a speech.
President Trump is a total and complete dipshit.
Such videos are becoming increasingly prevalent, and it's especially easy for high-profile figures to be the targets of these attacks, because there are plenty of publicly available videos of them speaking at various events.
Moving forward, we need to be more vigilant with what we trust from the internet.
Mike Beck is the global head of threat analysis at a cybersecurity company called Darktrace. He says we are at the crossroads when it comes to regulation and access to the technology.
We're just in a very dangerous position where, given the access to the compute power, given developers access to open AI systems, we're in a place where actually deepfakes are a genuine thing. They're not kind of far-fetched anymore. I think there is a big gap that governments need to kind of fill, right? And governments tend to be very, very slow to this because This is new emerging technology. It's picked up by a much younger generation.
Social media giants are often the targets for disinformation campaigns, which is likely why platforms like Facebook and Twitter are beginning to take action on deepfakes. Shuman Ghoshmujumdar is the Chief Technology Officer of Shape Security, a California-based cybersecurity company. We spoke via Skype to discuss the new policies.
Shuman, can you tell me a bit more about Facebook and Twitter's deepfake policies?
Twitter and Facebook have employed slightly different approaches to dealing with deepfakes. When they detect that type of manipulated content, they may place some type of notice on the tweets themselves, and then people will decide how to be able to react to that. Facebook, on the other hand, has specifically singled out deepfake videos, but they also have an exception that they've made specifically for satire and parody videos. And that's going to be an interesting case in terms of how they determine whether or not something is satire or a parody. So how Facebook ends up deciding what's a parody will make a big difference in terms of what content ends up getting pulled down or not. So something that could be uploaded as a clear parody might stay up, but if that same content is then copied somewhere else and the new audience doesn't realize that it's a parody, what's the policy there? Are they going to pull it down?
So far, regulators worldwide have been slow to clamp down at deepfakes. In the United States, the first federal bill targeting deepfakes, the Malicious Deepfake Prohibition Act, was introduced in December 2018, and states including California and Texas have enacted laws that make deepfakes illegal when they're used to interfere with elections. Chinese regulators have also announced a ban from 2020 regarding the publishing and distribution of fake news created using deepfake technology.
Those international conversations are at a very early stage right now, and it'll be some time before we have any sort of agreement or standards that allow us to say this is the right approach that the entire international community can agree on. It's a cat and mouse game where you've got AI on one side that is creating fake content that's trying to go undetected, and AI on the other side that's trying to detect that content. There's simply too much content that's generated every single day, every single hour on those platforms for humans to be in the middle of a decision-making process.
So just how easy is it to access this technology? Well, it turns out it's much easier than you think.
Basically, many of these technologies become much more accessible to normal people without a big budget and special software. Okay, so that's where the challenge comes, because then it could be abused, as we mentioned.
So you're saying that if I were just like a fourth year uni student, like studying comp sci, I could easily just be creating this in my garage?
Right, if you have a bit of training in machine learning, using TensorFlow, you could do that. And furthermore, actually, there are open source packages available online where somebody who's maybe even first year could go and do that. It means that it's kind of democratized in the sense that anybody can access it.
Without proper regulation, some fakes may fall into the wrong hands and lead to identity theft. And there's no black and white answer. Many industries, such as film and gaming, have been heavily reliant on deepfake technology to make animation look more realistic.
Already, apps with rudimentary face swapping features are available to consumers. FaceApp, an app made by a Russia-based developer, allowed users to see what they might look like when they get older. And Chinese deepfake app Zao lets users superimpose their face onto celebrities. Both went viral in 2019 and sparked numerous privacy concerns.
For many general consumers, if somebody will create a video of them doing something, it may not be of much impact, right? I mean, it could be a bit creepy, but it may not have a high impact. Today, there's a lot of organizations that do certification exam or other exam by taking a video of the person, he puts up his ID. For example, if you're very sophisticated, maybe you can take another person to take the exam, but you create some live modification of the video to put another person's face. So I'm taking the exam, but actually you're the one who's appearing to the exam. That's a bit far-fetched in today's technology, but it's not that far-fetched.
And the lower barriers to entry mean you can expect more deepfake apps to be released.
I think there's a big race in the market currently to develop different types of apps. Developers can kind of be messing about with some of these techniques and start to play about with images, and you'll get some developers who are doing really, really well, and you'll kind of see those apps be released on the App Store, and as a consumer, you're going to be watching something. You're not necessarily going to know if this is real or not.
Cybersecurity is not just about protecting your passwords. By some estimates, The current cybersecurity market is worth more than $150 billion and is predicted to grow to $250 billion by 2023.
Mike says many companies are turning to biometrics, facial recognition, and voice recognition to add to additional levels of security for employee logins. But these new tools are a double-edged sword. With deepfakes, these technologies may present new vulnerabilities for both employees and employers.
As citizens and people who are interacting with Facebook, with YouTube, with Instagram in ways that we're all putting videos out there of ourselves, so we're all kind of giving our data away to a degree. So people who have access to those platforms will be able to kind of see those images and potentially reuse them. So this was about a user who had lost access to their credential, and an attacker had been able to gain access to the password, and then also they had a voice recognition system as a second factor, which is considered really strong, but actually the attacker was able to spoof that voice using an AI system, or deep fake if you like, and gain access using the multi-factor to their corporate systems.
From social media accounts, online e-forms, a huge trove of our personal information is online, making anyone with a digital presence an easy target. So how can we prevent ourselves from falling into these traps?
On a corporate side, that becomes easier because we can put in play kind of more detections and things like that. We can look for anomalies in the systems. On a consumer scale, that's so much harder. In terms of protecting, that's tough. There's a genuine problem here at the moment that if somebody really wanted to come after you, they could put you in a place that you've never been properly. You're on camera all the time. There's access to you as a person on the newsreel. AI platforms can take that image and put them in places that you never thought you'd see yourself.
I'm really scared. like you sound like it's like you're doomed. Hey guys, it's Grace here. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think of deepfakes. Feel free to leave any messages below and subscribe to our channel if you liked our content. Check out more of our videos over here. Thanks for watching. Bye.